Or everyone, welcome back. The Division 2 is cancelled. So yeah, I'll see you later, bye. No, it's not. It's not cancelled. Not at all. But for 1% of you who were very happy that I just said that, unfortunately, it's quite the opposite. The Division 2 is alive. And we have some news about the Season 11 release date from the official Division 2 Twitter page. So we're going to take a look at that, but we're also going to take a look at the known issues board and see what fixes are ready to go live with Season 11, and we'll also talk about some of those fixes and changes as well. Drop a like, subscribe, let's get into it. Alright, so here is the tweet from the official Division Twitter page. The launch of Season 11 Reign of Fire is set for February 7th. Watch our February 6th live stream for details on what's to come. Get updates by following us on Twitch. So that is next Tuesday. I'm actually happy about this. I thought that we'd get the special report next Tuesday and then have the game Season 11 go live the following week. But actually, the report's coming on Monday and the game, Season 11, Season 11 will go live on the Tuesday. So only a week to go. Really, really happy about this. And for anyone who's wondering, actually, the Gaming Brigade did ask this question. To clarify, does Season 10 still end tomorrow? Or is that extended for one more week as well? Thank you. Which Daria responded saying, will be extended by 1 week with maintenance tomorrow. The post is scheduled for later today. So for anyone who's wondering about Season 10, there you go. So with this in mind, guys, let me know if you're excited for this, because I definitely am. There are some controversial changes that are coming with Season 11. And of course, we only had one phase of PTS. So a little bit apprehensive as to exactly the status of this update, whether it's going to come out and there be problems or not. I hope not, but obviously, and on my fingers will be crossed, but obviously we just don't know. So let's go take a look at the known issues board. All right, so here we are. Here's the known issues board. I'll tell you what, this is one of the best things that Massive ever allowed us to see, because it really helps us understand exactly what they're prioritizing, what's ready, what's not ready, that sort of stuff. It's been great. The visibility is just unreal. So I don't yet know if these in-progress bug fixes or changes are going to make it as part of next week. It might do, so we'll have a quick look at those. We got the conflict rewards revamp. To make conflict a viable XP farming option, we want to increase conflict rewards and add kill XP for eliminating another player to not slow conflict players down on their Shade Watch and Season Pass progression. Additionally, we are considering adding exotic components in caches and targeted loot. So this actually got moved from investigating to in progress on January 24th. So that was only a week ago. And this may well make it into Season 11, although it doesn't say here that it's going to be. You'll see in a minute that normally you'd be labeled to say it's going to happen. So it's possible it comes a little bit later. Just to give my opinion on this, absolutely. I think conflict rewards, anything that you can give PvP players as rewards so that they feel like they can stay in PvP and still be rewarded the same as someone who's perhaps doing PvE, for example, or perhaps PvE players who want to play PvP but actually, because the rewards aren't there in terms of XP and all that sort of stuff, they don't want to. I'd be very happy with them adding exotic components to caches and targeted loot as well, and I think they need to do that. They probably need to go one step further and consider adding other stuff to it as well, possibly. Move block list below clan members. We've also got the global directive should not be active during raids. This is planned for TU18, so this is currently in progress. TU18 being, I presume, year 5. So there we go. Visual bug, weekly shade requisition project and weekly summit project grant incomplete rewards. There is a workaround for this. It says due to the visual bug, the reward is not listed but is granted upon completing the individual project. So you can just go ahead and deal with those. And then we got the scope mod from the OKRNA marksman rifle can be applied on any weapon. Plan for TU 17.1. So won't be coming next Tuesday, but will be coming in another minor update a couple of weeks later, maybe. I would say probably 4 weeks later. Moving on to the fixes that are ready. Now, these will almost certainly make it to the patch next week. Exotics that are otherwise exclusive to a specific content or source, obviously, are available as random contaminate drops in the DZ. Exotic weapons that can be received as random loot drops are the Ravenous, the Bighorn, the Eagle Bear. Right now, the drop chance of these three items is set to be similar to the exotic drop chance on heroic in the Dark Zone. It will be monitored and adjusted if we find it too generous. So, big controversy this one. I made a whole video on this one not so long ago. I was always kind of against this idea, not because I don't think these exotics should be available in to outside of the raid, which is a whole different subject. It's just I felt that putting them in the Dark Zone might not be the ideal place to have them. As I've said before, I've always been pretty happy that there be exclusive rewards to the hardest content, like raids having these kind of exotics tied to them. I've always been happy with that. In Destiny it works, in a lot of other games it does work. I've got no issues with that. However, I understand that actually for the health of the game and the community, it makes sense to not have them tied to those activities now, especially as them, they're 4 or 5 years old or whatever, and actually they be available to the wider audience in other areas. I always said, though, Dark Zone maybe not a great idea, but I can see why they've done it, pushing people into the Dark Zone. Also, they're doing it so that it's not just as easy as doing your favourite PvE content. Actually, there is still some risk to it, although I'm going to be making a video on this probably for tomorrow. There is a way for even PvE players to go into the Dark Zone risk-free and get these items. Whether that gets fixed or not, I don't know, but I'll make a video on that tomorrow. So let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. I think overall, from the comments I've seen, people are generally happy with this. And I can see a lot more people going into the Dark Zone. I probably would as well, just because I don't have the Bighorn or the Ravenous, and would love to get them. So moving on, we also have lower skill tier players can no longer use the jammer against higher skill players. And then it says plan for TU17. So again, this is coming next Tuesday. Jammer level should be the same or higher. Plan for TU17. I don't actually know what they're doing with this. We're going to have to wait and see. I've seen a lot of videos on this. I mean, I don't play PvP, so when I read this here, it made sense to me. However, from people that I've spoken to about who play PvP, they've said that this change is awful. And actually, there needs to be something different. I think Rogue Gold made a video on this himself, and his solution sounded like a really good one. So I'd highly recommend you go check out his video on this particular issue itself, because I don't play enough PvP to understand the repercussions of this kind of change. I just know that overall, like 80% of PvP players or more said this was a really bad change. So we're going to have to see what they've done with this when the fix goes live. Shrapnel Trap skill is too powerful. They haven't actually updated this one, but I believe that this is going to be fixed with TU17. I didn't see any videos on this from the beta for... not beta, the PTS for TU17, so I don't actually know if it's been fixed, but I've not seen anyone saying it hasn't been, so I'm going to assume it has. The Dr. Home Exotic Rifle deconstruction doesn't give exotic components. Plan for TU17 or earlier, and again, this is already fixed ready, which is good. Change between 2 loadouts of gear sets that have at least 2 distinct item pieces nullifies the effect of the set bonus. For example, having 2 loadouts where the ongoing directive mask and gloves are distinct causes the set to no longer function. These are the affected sets: Heartbreaker, Ongoing Directive, Negotiator's Dilemma, Striker's Battle Gear, Rigger, and the Foundry Bulwark. The confirmed workaround is unequip and re-equip an item of the affected gear set for it to function again. Plan for TU17, there's a fix ready for this, but there is a workaround to it, I believe, as of right now. Sledgehammer and Perfect Sledgehammer talents can be stacked when using an incendiary grenade. This is currently planned for TU17, and it got updated a long time ago. The fix is ready, it looks like, although I'm not sure. It doesn't. It's in the fix ready, so I'm going to assume it is. And then we got the focus chest talent is not triggered when aiming the Dr. Home exotic rifle, and O'Carroll named exotic rifle, and they've got that fixed as well. The other stuff that's investigating, removing expertise and shade levels in non-invaded dark zones. It just says they need more information on this, so we'll have to wait and see about that. We've got crashes occurring on PC. This is always going to be really, really important. I've seen more crashes or more reports of crashes since it went live on Steam. The Artificer Hive does not display the radius of the area covered by the reinforced green smoke effect while on the ground. Again, this is a low priority on for them. We've also got the desktop crashes on PC increased after TU 16.3. Again, this is always going to be something that is going to be worked at. But there we go, guys. I mean, like I said, we've seen the PTS patch notes. I imagine that when we get the patch notes for Season 11 next week, they are going to be very similar to what we got for the PTS, except we're going to have these fixes in place as well. And we're going to have to just see what happens. Fingers crossed that it doesn't come out and it's broken. Like I said, we've only had one phase of the PTS, so the chances are it probably will. I know that's a negative mindset, but just it probably will. Don't set your expectations to be that it's going to come out and be perfect, because it won't be. There are going to be issues. There's going to be balancing issues, I'm sure of it, and I'm sure that we'll get more information about how they're going to go ahead and fix those balancing issues with further updates like TU 17.1.2 and then maybe even into Year 5, I don't know. But let me know what you think about all of this in the comments down below. I'm pretty excited for this. Looking forward to a new season to get myself into, and there's some pretty good loot coming as well, so yeah, that should be good. Until the next one, Epic out.